Hello, everyone, and welcome to Legend of the Stoned Owl. We like to call it LOTSO. My name is Chris.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Alan.
Hello, gentlemen. I missed you guys. How you doing?
Good.
What you guys been playing this week?
A whole lot of nothing.
Really? Madden? Really? You're back in Madden? Even after hating on it so much? Dude, you're just like a lover that takes abuse and just keeps coming back for more.
I told you, every year it's the same thing.
What's this guy's deal, dude?
Deal with this. It's a really bad emotional relationship.
And every year I gotta defend myself for no reason.
I just don't understand it, dude. I just don't understand it. I thought we'd been through
Let's
this.
say EA went and bought Star Trek.
All right.
And they made the shittiest Star Trek game. Not the shittiest, but a game just barely passable.
Okay.
And it was your only Star Trek game to play. Would you still play it because it's Star Trek?
Aren't you kind of doing that anyways? Oh!
You know what I hate is you guys. You know what I hate? You too, right now. Okay, fair point, sir. Extremely fair point. All right, well, moving on. In this week's episode, we thought we'd do something we haven't done, actually, for a few episodes, and that's talk about the news. I mean, what? It's been like almost 4 episodes since we've really had a news segment?
We just haven't cared.
There's just really been either the news was what we were doing, like you were saying, like Halo Reach or PAX or, you know, all the other events that came up in the last few episodes, or the news has just kind of sucked, so we've just focused more on content. But this week, the content is the news again, because there's actually been a lot of really interesting stories in the last 2 weeks. So with all of that said, let's get into LOTSO news. All right, gentlemen, it is the LOTSO news segment, and the first story is the one that got my brain tingling, dude. And Alan, you've got the news feed over there today. What is it?
I got the brain tingler right here, Chris.
Yeah.
It's about the Kinect.
Oh, yes, sir. That's right.
They're changing some stuff up from the original, from what they've been like showing at like the
demos and stuff, right?
Demos and like at PAX, what we played, basically, it's not going to be the same from what we played.
So from the word from the mouth of one of the product managers here is, and this guy was interviewed, I think it was maybe by 1UP, but I was also saw this article with the New York Times too. So what the guy said is, we decided to remove a processor from the Kinect that did the calculations for like the Kinect movements and, you know, the analyzing of the data and things like that. And they decided that the 360 wasn't working too hard, so we'll just have the 360 do that math instead.
They did say it's not going to affect it at all.
Yeah.
But it just seems like kind of a cheap cop-out to me. I don't know.
Well, they're putting the processor into a connector. They're taking it out.
They're taking it out.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it goes from... to me, the fundamental difference is it goes from the Kinect having the answer to a solution and instead posing the question to the system. And what they said is it only puts a 1% load on the 360, but I think that number is probably bullshit. I think that's probably an average over a certain runtime of the console, and probably the Kinect was only processing something at the certain amount of time, and so, you know, maybe it was spiking up to 75% processor usage while it was actually doing something, but then once it was done computing, it drops back down, and so over the aggregate, it's low, but I mean, I don't know. I just find it kind of bullshit that you could process that kind of information about the human body and what it's doing and where it's at in three-dimensional space and not use more than 1% processor. It just doesn't seem possible.
Oh, I don't know. I doubt they'd do it without...
I think here's why they did it. Number one, it makes the... I know, but it's good. Number one, it makes the Kinect a lot cheaper. Because you don't have to have this dedicated processor that I'm sure is a specialized chip
cheaper for them
to manufacture. So it makes their
margins better. It's not going to be
better.
any damn cheaper for us.
No. Well, I bet they're already barely making money on it if they are. And then number two, maybe they are making money, but now they're going to make more money. Number two, and this is, well, you see, I can't say for sure. I've heard, actually, I should back up. I've heard, back number one, I've heard that that they believe that the actual component costs of the Kinect are something like $85 to $100, and what they're charging like $200.
$150.
Okay, yeah. So there is some profit margin in there. I don't know if that's solely the reason for removing the processor, but it seems like it could make sense. But the other reason I think that's important is maybe the reason to not have this processor is because it's a specialized chip. It might be a more limited supply, and I think they might be concerned about supply issues with the Kinect.
I just think that it's kind of crappy that they did this after they demoed it and everything.
They say they brought it in house, did testing. They were able, and the other thing they did is they also lowered the resolution of one of the cameras, so it doesn't monitor as many body points anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What? See, that's dumb. What the hell?
Well, they say in testing that they just didn't need it, and so it wasn't a matter of they swear that it's just.
But isn't that up to the game developers to know if they need it or not?
That's what I was thinking. What about future detection and stuff?
Yeah.
More maybe
Once they
more.
figure out what they can do with it.
I know, but they say that wasn't the thing, and maybe of course it's all software updatable, I suppose.
Not a camera.
Well, that's the thing, right? Or a missing processor chip.
Yeah, you can't fix that in updates.
I think
maybe. I mean, I don't know.
I think we're gonna have to get really comfortable with the concept that graphics and resolution are not going to be things we talk about in these new games, because I would think you have to sacrifice somewhere to make up for additional processing requirements for Kinect, and to do that on the 360, you have to sacrifice in graphics quality. And you look at some of the games that we've seen for it already; they're not very high. Like more Wii-esque looking, like the Wii Sports.
But I just always kind of figured that was just easier to program, make it look simple and arcadey.
Yeah, it is.
But I don't know.
So that makes me, as somebody who's been really positive on the Kinect so far. I mean, you can go back and you can watch LOTSO. I've been really positive. This makes me concerned.
I didn't expect it.
Yeah, I didn't think they'd change it after showing it.
You're pretty positive on the Kinect.
After I played it, I was all about. I still am.
Yeah,
I think it'll be fine.
They say in testing they just didn't need it.
Well, if that's true, it's true, and thank God.
They over-engineered it?
That'd be nice.
I suppose, right? I mean, so here's why maybe that's possible. Article came out yesterday, so we're recording this on a Friday, over on Engadget, and they linked to another couple sources, and it's the chronicles of Kinect, the history of it a little bit. It's kind of interesting. Starting off with, it's been in development at Microsoft since about 2007 from an internal team, and since then it's been called Project Natalia almost exclusively the entire time. Not always the case at Microsoft. Sometimes these things change name. Anyways, the camera technology, the infrared and the regular camera and the 3D plane stuff, that came from a company called PrimeSense. Microsoft bought that technology. The computer vision algorithms for computing what it's looking at and stuff. Sounds like that was developed in-house from a couple of guys, Andrew Blake and maybe a gal, Jamie Shutton or something. Interesting, right? This really complicated stuff in this huge, massive company, but really with these two main people working on this aspect of it. And then there was also a few other folks involved, but it's been basically in the works since 2007 in different rooms and meetings and stages all along. And now here we are. It's shipping in November.
I mean, that's cool, but I don't think I'd ever read that.
I'm just saying maybe in all this time, they did over-engineer it. And now they're looking back at actually shipping it, and they're like, actually, we probably overthought this thing. It's possible if they've been working on it for that long.
Hopefully.
We'll see.
But
all right,
anyway,
dude.
So the next thing, this one Justin actually knows more about than I do. He's the one that told me about it. But supposedly Halo, the Bungie guys, are going to be creating an MMO.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, this is something interesting.
It's nothing set in stone. He just hinted at it. He said something like,
our future direction might be more massively or something,
no, he
right?
said, wouldn't it be great if we could create a world that you can always go? That's like one of the things.
Something that's like always present.
Yeah. And so that made everybody think of an MMO right off the bat. And could you imagine that kind of shit with,
yeah,
Halo kind of style MMO?
Totally could.
I
think everybody wants. I think every big developer wants a piece of the MMO pie now.
It seems like that's
all that stuff comes with subscription though. How do you do that on a console?
Walking around PAX, especially, like there's half of it was MMOs.
Right?
Tons of it.
Did you think so too?
Tons of MMOs at PAX?
Just a ton, right?
Hell yeah. I didn't even heard of them.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
but
everybody
they
wants
were
MMO.
huge and had a big amount of people around.
I thought so too. That's okay. I that's one of the things we didn't mention about PAX, but I thought that I picked that up too.
Which also kind of ties in, because I mean that would be cool if Halo did it, because it also, the other thing Justin was talking about with MMOs is the Lord of the Rings, the free to play stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went and I ran upstairs and downloaded it because I heard it was free to play.
How was it?
You got to buy the game still.
Oh, so free to play if you.
Yeah, no monthly fees is its deal.
Well, that's still nice.
No, it is nice, and I wish I could throw away $50 on an MMO because I don't like MMOs so far. I've been disappointed by it. I like City of Heroes. No, what was that one called that you let me?
Oh, Champions Online.
Champions, yeah, I like that. That was kind of.
But that
cool.
didn't keep you though.
No, not even close.
Why did it lose you?
Because they wanted me to pay.
Oh, okay. I mean, okay.
I would have kept on going with
And so, and then so transversely or whatever, then maybe the gameplay didn't justify this. Like if it was. If gameplay, say it was like Fallout. Say if you had to pay to play Fallout.
A month?
Yeah, like an MMO price, yeah. Or you could buy a lifetime subscription for like $250.
You'd buy the lifetime.
The game would have to be, it'd have to be a lot more, like, Fallout's kind of a hard one because you only level up to 30. They're going to have to change all.
Okay, but let's just assume that.
If they made an awesome Fallout game just like this one that was worth paying for, would I pay for it? Probably. If I could play it with my friends. I'm
just thinking, could you see the next one? Could you just see that after New Vegas?
Well, there's been talks about a Fallout MMO.
Oh, not a talks. You can sign up for the beta.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
It's going down.
So are you going to do it? That's right. I forgot we talked about that.
Yeah, sign up for the beta.
That's right. We did talk about that. Okay.
Okay, really quick though with the Lord of the Rings thing, since they went like free to play, that seems to be a good way to go. Like, the total number of active players has increased by 400%.
Okay.
And like 53% of the players have used the microtransaction store.
Yeah.
So slightly more than half the people are buying stuff more than the game anyways, just for in-game stuff.
Yeah, but you know what, Alan? When you told me that fact, I breathed in 800% deeper. I mean, it's
from 2 to 4 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if they had 1,000 subscribers, and now they have 40,000 subscribers.
It's not
I'm just saying
numbers, but
growth is growth at the same time.
Absolutely. But it's like if you make $8, if you made $8 an hour and you get a 2% raise, you don't give it. It's nothing.
But a 40% raise, dude, then you're making $12 an hour.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's a great number, but I'm just saying we can't.
You don't think there was 10,000 people playing that game?
I'd say if there was, who knows, if there's 10,000 playing it and you announce you go free to play, tons of people sign up.
That's a lot of people.
And then I bet a month or two into it, tons of people are not playing anymore.
What was Star Trek's goal to be successful to itself?
I think internally, optimistically, they'd like to see 200,000.
Okay.
I think they can survive as low as 80,000, maybe 85,000.
What are they rocking right now?
I don't know. I think it could be higher than people think. It's possible. I haven't heard any hard numbers, but we've talked to a lot of the people down there, and it seems like things are a lot better off than you'd think. They have over 1 million subscribers in their forums and in their accounts there, but that's a combination of I think Champions and Stowe. So I'm not sure if that number is really valid, but and there's something like 400,000 characters in the online character captain's database or something like that, or something to that. But some people have multiple characters.
Right.
So, all right. What's our next story, dude?
Pretty much. Do you guys want to talk about Sonic?
All right, let's talk about this. Now, I thought we'd skip it.
He hosted the shit out of that.
Fist bumps, dude.
Well, I didn't know if you guys cared.
Just like this.
Can I tell you something? We don't have any Sonic video? Wow, that's weird.
I was waiting for you to tell me something.
That's all you were looking at was Sonic videos.
I was vamping until you got some damn Sonic videos playing, really. No, here's the thing, dude. Here is the effing thing. I was kind of losing my excitement for this.
Why?
Well, what we saw at PAX looked,
Alan waited for 10 minutes to sit in the dirty blue chair to play this game.
And what'd you think, Alan?
It was a dirty blue chair.
Of the game.
The game, I don't know. It was a lot of fun. It was, Sonic. It was. I played the Green Hill Zone, so it was pretty much, the level. It seemed like the level that you played as a kid.
And that's why I'm totally been losing my interest.
But they had cool things. Like they had, like the lock-on type of thing.
IGN has, I don't know, maybe I'll be able to find
a boner.
Oh,
what?
for Sonic.
Oh yeah, that's the video right there. IGN has a video that now actually spotlights some of the more impressive gameplay, and this actually sounds like some new stuff, like the lock-on mechanic that you mentioned at PAX,
which makes it's really simple.
Target lock-on.
Yeah, it's in the air automatic, but it just makes it more simple, more fun, more of that straightforward, fast Sonic kind of gameplay that makes Sonic fun. And
they also have it looks like more tricks you can pull off now in the game. Like they've added some actual new gameplay elements to it, which I hadn't seen until this video over at IGN that actually looked pretty good. After they get past the first part in this review, it really looks like rehashed Sonic to me, and that's cool. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I could play that. But
the Vegas level looks pretty neat.
Then they introduced the Vegas level
and stuff
with cards,
and the underwater level, which I had totally forgotten about until I saw this video,
and a dark hidden maze. And this, here's where you have to move things around and stuff like that. Then I'm getting so this is my old Sonic.
Yeah, this is Green Hill Zone.
This stuff looks totally like this new gameplay stuff they're talking about here, like with the hidden torchlight where you got to turn on the lights and the underwater stuff. All looks like a total evolution of where Sonic would have gone if this had just been another couple of years after the games we used to play came out.
This is a good game to get baked and play.
That's an interesting observation.
It would be. It's simple. It's fast. It's fun. It's bright, colorful, and those old sounds, Sonic sounds.
They really nailed the sound.
I mean, cry and wish you were younger.
Wow, dude.
The other funny thing with the Sonic is that they're actually Sega's pulling a lot of the shittier Sonic games from the shelves.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they have this one, the Sonic Colors, and then another Sonic one coming out. And so they're trying to get rid of kind of the ones that are really bad on Metacritic and stuff.
Really?
Metacritic's ruining games.
You think
Not
so?
the industry, but they're killing games off before they should die.
Yeah.
But aren't they only...
Everybody works so hard to get these Metacritic levels up now. It's like a goal. It's become...
But is Metacritic being gamed, or don't you only get a high score if it's a good title?
Well, yeah, but you could be not... there's people like shitty games.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I agree. It's kind of like movie reviews sometimes. Reviewers.
Yeah.
But Metacritic comes from all kinds of sources. It's more like...
Oh, it's huge.
But that's the other problem.
What?
They had this whole big thing in Game Informer, and one of the guys said sometimes people don't even play the game really, and then they have a thing on Metacritic that's bringing the game down just because of what they thought of the game.
And one curmudgeonly bastard...
Well,
let's say everybody's giving your games 80s, and then this guy comes in and says, I'm giving it a 20.
Yeah, but one of the things Metacritic lets you do is filter between, just average.
I'm not blaming Metacritic for this. I'm blaming the people for putting it in such a high
But I'm just
regard.
saying, when you're...
And also, Chris, a lot of people don't use those features. They just go for the general
But
Metacritic.
doesn't it by default only show you what the professional sites rated it?
Yeah, I think so.
It doesn't show you what Jackass, 12-year-old commented on there.
But they have some pretty obscure websites and stuff.
Yeah, some of the more boutique ones and stuff like that.
The foreign ones. I mean, they do Australia and IG. Or
I mean, I think I agree. I think people need to. I think the problem with Metacritic is it does boil things down to a number, and that's not fair to anything. I mean, when we review something on the show, if. Maybe we could assign Halo Reach a number, but that would just be some arbitrary jackass number that we pulled out of our pretentious asses.
Yeah, there's no scientific equation that hammers out what you think about a game.
A game's not black and white.
If it's good, it's good, and if it's bad, it's bad.
And a bad game can have good elements. You guys don't like Army of Two, but there's things I really like about Army of Two.
Human in that regard. That game was supposed to end my life. It was going to be so good.
Yeah.
But it was... But there was tons of things they did that was neat.
Oh yeah.
but just not enough to keep it going.
Yeah.
And
Like
there's
Champions Online.
Yeah. But the thing about Champions Online is it could be that in 6 months you go back to it and there could be tons of more content. Like, I mean, they're just pumping content into Star Trek Online right now, and they're adding. They're calling it the Foundry. This is like brand new information, but by the time LOTSO comes out, people will know this. So, but right now it's brand new. They're calling with their user-generated content engine the Foundry, and they're going to put it across all their products. So you'll be able to create champion. Possibly, this hasn't been confirmed yet, but you're probably going to be able to create Champions Online missions and maps and stuff.
well, that's cool.
Yeah, and same with Star Trek Online.
It adds to it, but meh.
I mean, would that bring you back in possibly though?
Part of it was the gameplay too.
Okay.
I'm not the kind of, press 2 to shoot guy.
Right. Yep. Word.
And I couldn't get it mapped to the Xbox controller good enough.
Yeah.
That's one thing I got to do. Do they just sell awesome PC controllers?
I mean, there's some decent ones, but there's actually some. What software are you using to do the mapping? Do you remember?
Xpatter.
Is that the one you have to pay for? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's the one Jeremy used, and it worked okay for him in Stowe, but
I use it in Titan Quest with not a problem. It was great. It's weird because I got Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on the PC just so I can start putting DeLoreans in for cars and doing all that. Dude, that's the shit I used to do when I was like 13.
Yeah.
I'd get Grand Theft Auto and I'd go download a bunch of like Batmobiles and Mach 5s.
Oh, totally, dude. I can see that.
Oh, and I did that, dude.
So you're doing that again on the
I had my
on the
1983 Suburban in the game. Somebody went through and made it. The same color and everything. It was nuts.
And now,
Yeah,
are
that's
you able to do
perfect.
that on the PC version?
On the new one, on San Andreas, yeah, you can still do that totally.
That's cool.
They got a giant community for that shit.
Yeah.
But I tried to get it to the controller, and it was working fine. But then, something happens, and then all of a sudden, the right wiggle stick's not working like the mouse moving supposed to,
Like it loses it or something.
Yeah, it'll make me go one way. It's just bad.
I hear you. Yeah, I mean, you can tell it's just not native. It's not meant to be. And that's, for me, I have the reverse problem. I'm much more comfortable with the mouse and keyboard. But we've had that conversation before.
Yeah.
What's our next news story, dude?
Gears of War 3.
Oh, Gears of War 3, eh? Hey. So I thought, hey, if Gears of War 3 came up, so one of the things is we've got a new trailer, right?
No, this isn't the new trailer.
Oh,
This
it's
is the
not
old
new?
one. No.
All right, well, it's coming up. And first of all, Gears of War 3, I think one of the stories is it got delayed, right? Delayed till, they were first hoping for early 2011, right?
Probably going to be, I'm guessing, November 11th of next year.
Yeah.
Right before Christmas, just to stick it in your face.
Just in time. Just in time. And you know what? We're going to get it. We can't wait till Christmas to get it, which is going to suck because the family's going, you always get whatever you want. But let's talk about our
Know to get me
expectations.
this game.
Let's talk about our expectations. Alan, what's this game got to do to make you happy?
Hopefully not have the bullshit story that it did last time. I was not into the whole, where's my wife? I don't know, this one seems like it's going to be darker, like it's going to be cooler. I love the characters, and so, I don't know. They're throwing some new ones, like that chick, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it has...
They worked really hard on her, I know that much.
Yeah,
what do you mean by that?
They worked really hard not to make her some douchey regular, representation of a girl.
Okay.
Which I can
Appreciate
they're all talking about, females in games and stuff like that, so that's cool and all, but
Yeah, okay, so that trailer that you just... Sorry, dude. I was just got all excited there. That trailer there that you just rolled said April of 2011.
that was...
And so one of the stories has been delayed, and I think Justin called it. I think that's exactly when it's going to come out. Now, Justin, dude, what does Gears of War need to do to make you happy this time around?
I don't know, it just felt like the same exact game last time.
Well done. I agree with the story part. I agree by that.
Yeah,
by
the
way.
story, I don't pay attention to stories anyways. I really have a hard time. There's only a few games that
I don't know how you do it without doing that.
Dude, I don't know how I do it either. Because I was talking to Ryan about Oblivion.
But then some games you're all about the story.
Yeah, hardcore about it. That's all I care about.
So what is it? Is it because you go into Gears of War not wanting the story?
Shit just loses me for some reason. This sci-fi stuff, it always just kind of goes over my head, and I wish it wouldn't. I don't know. I like.
That's how I feel about fantasy stuff.
I wish it didn't because I just can't watch sci-fi.
I feel like if it's not sci-fi, I can't follow it. But if it's fantasy, it loses me almost immediately.
I like 20 shit. I like 1920.
Oh, absolutely, like BioShock, era.
Yeah.
What else? What other games are like that?
Fallout.
Well, that's more 50s, right?
Well, I guess yeah.
Yeah, but that whole older classic era.
Yeah.
Dude, that's my favorite.
I like the gangster thing.
That's my total favorite, dude. Like 110%. All right,
I wish Mafia could have been better.
Oh, really?
Mafia 2.
Did it take place in that timeline?
Yeah, it was like the fucking 40s or something. It was, dude. You should play the demo just to play it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm thinking about buying it in the future when it's cheaper, but I just don't trust it. But you driving around in these old cars and everything.
Oh, sweet.
Everything looks like that time. And it was crazy. A lot of regular people walking around the street in suits and dresses and stuff.
I think, I almost feel nostalgic for that time, and I just wasn't around. I wasn't even around.
I know. I kind of wish I lived in that time. I love the hats and the suits and the everything.
I know, right? And so I love being able to play.
great.
I love being able to do that in a video game.
Everyone smoked everywhere.
Yeah. Do you guys ever watch Mad Men? I kind of sometimes watch it just for this component.
I've wanted to. I just haven't. No, I probably won't though.
So, boy, how did we go from Gears of War to this? Jeez, that's a tangent and a half, huh? There's the cars you were talking about. Now, my expectations for Gears of War 3, is really, I really would like the story to be a lot better this time. That's really what I'd like to come out of this with, and I'd like the combat. I like the cover system still. I feel like maybe something new could be done there, but I don't know what. I feel like Gears of War 1 really nailed it with the cover system and the reload. Oh, and the run.
Active reload's pretty damn
sweet.
Dude,
active rerun? Oh, and a chainsaw on your gun. Reload. Yeah, nice, right? Reload, not rerun. The active reload system, I just love it because I'd always go for that.
Boner making.
Right?
Yes.
It's good for your ADD brain.
So I'd like to see something maybe new there.
I do like that, how you can grab the guys, but I don't know. As long as they just close everything up and give you all the answers, I want it to be the end. They said it's going to be the end. I want it to be the goddamn end.
Do you want it to be the end?
Kind of, but I don't know how I always feel about that because.
See, this is the thing. I don't think video games need to end.
Neither do I. Because they're just going to come out with Gears of War Origins or Gears of War whatever.
That's the thing, dude.
And I don't need to be,
I don't, you know what I don't want, actually? I don't want a prequel. I don't.
I'm sick of them.
Yeah, I just.
But
give me the universe like you spent all this time building.
You were tired of it. It felt like the same thing. So you really want another one that's the same thing with the same guys?
They're going to keep on releasing them, and if I'm going to buy Gears of War 3 like I bought the second one, and I'm expecting this, then yeah, make it the same.
As cool as it is, part of the problem with Gears of War for me is the map. It's just kind of the same. I don't mean to shit on Gears of War though, because I really do like this game. So this is going to be one of my must gets. I have to get this game when it comes out, right?
I love the third person.
Yeah.
I work better in third person than I do in first.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ghost Recon. Oh.
I hear you. Oh, and there's some pretty crazy looking monsters in this one. So.
Yeah, I always like the effects. You know when you're getting shot because your screen just goes to hell.
Did we beat the second one in hard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this game because, dude, Alan and I play it until we have beaten the campaign co-op.
Oh, yeah.
In the hardest difficulty.
Co-op the hell out of it. It's frustrating. Ooh, that's a big old monster.
Gears of War 1, there was a lot of things it did right with the co-op, too.
They started co-op for us, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The online co-op. Oh, dude.
It was my first game I ever completed in co-op.
That's the thing I like about games that I feel like I haven't been getting as much lately. Is the feeling of seeing something gigantic. And did you see the BioShock trailer?
I think we rolled it on the show, didn't we?
BioShock Infinity?
I think so.
I think
no, we rolled that little tiny one where that guy's falling off the
Oh, okay. I thought we rolled the other one. We got something from PAX on that.
The new one.
Really?
Yeah, they sent us a trailer to play on the show and stuff. I thought we did it. I don't have it anymore. I think I got rid of it.
Well, Alan's got it right now.
Hopefully.
So tell me what were you gonna say about it?
This might not be it. Because it's gameplay footage.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, it is the.
It looks good.
It looks better than the first.
So
it's all, dude. It's all in the sky this time. You're on this crazy moving city.
know, man.
Oh, dude,
It's gonna be awesome as hell.
No, you'll come around.
But it's a different company.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. No, this is going
Ken
back to the
Levine.
first one.
This is Ken
Oh, I had the
Levine.
backwards?
Yeah. First one awesome. Second one,
Yeah, I thought so. I thought it was a whole other company.
And that's why it's cool too, because he said they're
okay.
not calling it BioShock 3 because BioShock 3 would be BioShock 1 and 2 mix type of thing, and he wants it to stand alone on its own deal. And it's crazy.
Well, we're looking at the video right now. And if you're watching the video version,
Just like I said, one of those things is feeling small and just seeing something gigantic.
Yeah, you look up and there's a giant building floating on huge balloons.
The first time I really got that feeling was GoldenEye, when you're running in that stormy winter place and you come up on that giant satellite, and you can't see it, and it had that pop up, and all of a sudden this big black silhouette. Dude, I shit my pants every time.
Yep. There was some GoldenEye footage shown at New York Comic Con this weekend. Not really anything of interest to really talk about on the show, but it's getting closer. I guess the Wii. The Wii is becoming more and more appealing to me.
The Wii?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I know, right? That's dumb,
No,
right?
you don't want you don't want.
No, you're right. But like I was saying earlier, I think graphics are just becoming something I have to look past in a big way. I mean, okay, I guess.
Bullshit.
Okay, but I love Metroid, and I want to play that. I bought the new Metroid game. I don't have a Wii.
It got shit on.
I know it did, but I still want to play it. There's also that new side-scrolling Mario. Want to play that? And now GoldenEye's coming out. I'm just saying, that's 4 or 5 games that I want to play. That almost makes my okay now so justifiable to buy list.
No, because after that it's gonna end. I mean, dude, I kind of wanted to play No More Heroes. The Suda 51 guy.
Yeah, no, the Killer 7 maker, right?
Yeah, but
maker of-
that game is an open world kind of sword play, run around.
Oh, okay.
But I just don't like the controllers. I cannot get past, graphics, great.
Well, didn't all the games I just mentioned, didn't they all have the option for the classic controller?
Yeah, but you got to take. I remember I'm not sure about how New Super Mario Brothers work, but you got to take the controller. Then if you want to do something, you got to shake it around so he does his little spin move. Then it just feels so unnatural to me.
Yeah, I hear you. All right.
Another thing I wanted to mention
all right, lay it on me.
Is PS3 after the God of War trilogy or the 2 God of Wars they released, a collection in HD.
Like the original ones?
Yeah, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
They're doing that now with Sly Cooper. So they're re-releasing all those games in HD. They're doing it with the Ico finally, the Shadow of the Colossus game.
The Ico and Shadow and Colossus.
Yeah,
they're doing it as like
for the PSP.
No,
for the
PS3.
Oh, okay, all right.
And Prince of Persia.
But
Go
sorry,
for it.
No. I didn't know if you knew that the Prince of Persia right now is only being released in Europe. It hasn't been announced here.
Oh, what? That'll change, right?
That's all I wanted to say about it.
I hope so. All right. Well, okay. Now,
What else were you saying?
No, that was it.
That's what he was saying, but you said it while he was saying it.
Sorry.
All right. So, you want to talk about the Dragon Age story? I saw something over on your screen about Dragon Age.
I know
that's
nothing
right.
about it. You were the one that wanted to talk about that.
No,
one.
well, Justin found this one, and this is really kind of crazy. See, guys, right? It was Mass Effect, right? You could import your save game from Mass Effect 1 into Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, totally.
So now they're talking about doing the same thing in Dragon Age 2, and that it's going to change the world, the in-game world, depending on what you import, based on your gameplay from Dragon Age 1. What do you guys think of this? First of all, let's talk about this as a topic. Fan of importing or not?
Go for it.
Not I don't know. I haven't played a game where I get to, so I have no idea what it's all about.
Well, let's just say,
especially Dragon Age, I never played it. Never even.
Let's take Gears of War for example. Then. Let's just theorize. Let's just put it in that concept. Okay, let's say that you could take Gears of War 1, and decisions that you made in Gears of War 1 could have been imported and affected your character in Gears of War 2. So you take the same character, and like if you picked a profession or something or whatever, or what a certain specialization in a gun, that would carry over, so you'd start in the next one with that specialization and stuff. So all of your character investments you have made, you start with in the next one to some capacity. Maybe they like reduce them or whatever, but so it's kind of like the decisions you're making in game 1 can impact game 2, so you really want to think about them.
What I don't like about it is with my inability to remember stories is that I forget what happened.
Yeah.
And I don't know why everything's the way it is.
Do you, as somebody who plays, who can really invest some time in a good game, do you appreciate that the decisions and time investment you're making move on to the next one?
I would probably play the first game 2 times.
That's what I was wondering.
To have 2 saves, because I wouldn't...
So that's what people were saying online, too. I was reading some comments
Sometimes I hate having a choice, because then you don't know if you messed up and there was something better you could have done.
Right. I was Kotaku has an article that Justin found that talks a little bit about it, and if you go down into this article in the comments, there's a lot of people that... first of all, there's a lot of people in the comments that don't like it. Because they're saying, first, it puts a ton of pressure on game number 1 and makes game number 1 impact game number 2. You know what I mean? So they don't want to worry about game number 2 while they're playing game number 1. That seems to be kind of the consensus in the comments.
But then can't they just like not use their save file and just play
That's what I think.
Because I mean, like me, say I wanted to play Mass Effect 2. I never played the first one, so
you can. You can do that, but some people want to be, if it's there, they're going to be really meticulous. One of these guys says in the comments is that because that option is now there, I'm going to have to obsess over it.
Well, I do anyways, even like games like Fallout and stuff. There's sometimes where it's like, since they don't give me a time limit on the conversation, there's sometimes where I'm sitting back spending like 5 minutes just looking at a conversation like, I really don't know which one I want to do. And I didn't save before this, so can I exit out of the conversation and come back to it? And then,
I see you agonize. But so that means that agonizing would essentially pay off down the road.
Or maybe it would screw me over down the road.
Possibly.
Which I hate that.
Well,
then you got to play the first one all over again just to get the second one the way you like it.
Right.
But as far as the preview one, wasn't there like not understanding what happens from game to game? Didn't Ashley play a game where like the intro of the game was kind of what had happened in the past, like a prequel, like a little kind of previously on?
I think it was
type
Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
Right. The newest Ratchet and Clank.
What happened?
The whole entire, because you got to load PS3 games. You got to install them.
Yeah, you got to load them to the drive. Yeah.
And all it did was the first, the whole entire time, it went through the whole entire story of Ratchet and Clank up until that point. So if you never played it before, you kind of get a crash course in the history.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
So it's like while it installed?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
That's a great way to do
that.
So
I think more companies can do that with their sequels and stuff. Like
that would be great.
Even a lot of times I've heard of. See, I don't even know what games these are on now because I never play them. Because I think this is another PS. It might be Uncharted. I'm not sure. But where like every time you load up or get to a new level type of thing, it's kind of like a previously on. Like every time you load it up.
Oh, that's
like
cool.
Like what you did last time.
It wasn't
Heavy Rain.
There was an Xbox Live title that was just like that we just played recently. Deathspank? Didn't Deathspank kind of do that a little bit?
I never played Deathspank.
Oh, okay. Well, so Justin, I don't know if I got a. What was your kind of thoughts on importing? So did you play Dragon Age 1?
No.
Oh, okay.
I played Mass Effect, but I didn't want to play Mass Effect.
What do you think about importing your previous character into a game? Say like we were talking about Gears of War.
If I knew the story and everything pretty well, I'd think it's awesome.
But otherwise, you likely to start clean? I think I am.
I don't know. I like to carry the same guy over.
Here's the thing: I do like my model. So the other thing people are saying in the comments is that if it's like Mass Effect, it's like the biggest thing it changes is like some NPCs and what their dialogue is or what is available in their dialogue.
Like this one says it's going to change the world. That's pretty.
But it sounds like maybe they made similar claims for Mass Effect 2. So and that's what the haterators in the comments are saying that. That could just be their haterade, but I kind of could see that because that's not too tough. changing NPC dialogue options are a lot easier than actually making a bunch. How much game content would they have to freaking generate based on people's variations? That'd be crazy.
Yeah, just making 2 separate games practically.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it just seems
If
like
they're willing to go through the trouble, then hell yeah. But
are you guys interested in the 3DS at all?
not yet.
Not yet. What are you waiting for?
Just to see it.
Yeah.
See the games.
I guess so.
I just don't know what kind of good games are going to be out for it.
So they came out and they said, yeah, the battery life's going to be lower than than the current one.
Oh, it's going to be lower? They already said that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm excited for this. Like,
Star
if
Fox
they have
kind of
Star Fox on it,
3D. That could be badass,
it
right?
could be really cool.
I know.
I'm just looking at the screenshots on the video thing that Rikai from the chat room sent.
Dude, I killed Star Fox 64.
So
I guess if it came down to the PS, right now, if it came down to money coming up for my money, it's gonna be hard to justify the 3DS over something like Kinect or PS3 Move.
Oh yeah, like Justin and I both have gotten quite a many DSs and PSPs, and I don't know. I definitely am gonna wait on the 3DS. Like I want to see it played. I want to have the games already out there, and hopefully I can pick it up like kind of on the downswing of the system if I'm interested in it.
Oh, so that's kind of a more long-term thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get it like a couple years after it comes out. Hopefully, I don't know.
Wow.
Because like I said, I've been burned before because I never play them.
That's patience, sir. So here's a Rikai in the chat room linked up a few graphics over at IGN. It looks fun.
Star Fox?
Yeah, Star Fox. A few Star Fox graphics. There's nothing crazy high resolution about them, that's for sure.
But
no, I don't want to play mini versions of my favorite games.
I know. That's what I'm seeing here.
now the other thing going with the 3DS is another thing Justin found, who found basically all the stuff we're talking about tonight.
I didn't do no.
But you were saying they're getting rid of the kits for the PSP.
Oh, so
Sony
yeah,
is?
the dev kit. The
development kit. They're getting rid of it. So
What do you
hopefully
think?
there's a new PSP coming soon.
I guess that would be the first thing you'd do is you'd have people stop spending their time and money on making on working on that one, right? So that way they don't waste their time.
I hope so.
We're showing a concept image of what some people have speculated maybe the next PSP might look like. I don't buy it. It doesn't look very comfortable to hold, the one that we're showing.
If you look at it, though, it's exactly the format of a PS3 controller or 2 or 1 controller without the little handles. It's the same exact setup. And, I guess without the bumpers.
It looks like there could be bumpers up there.
Those are probably volume buttons. That wouldn't be comfortable to have bumpers
No.
up there like that. But it's probably a lie. Because all this shit always is a lie when you see these pictures. But I'm way more down with that than I am than any PSP that's existed up until this point.
What's the PSP got to do right now?
2 analog
Yep,
sticks.
that's the one thing on this design that I
You're down.
saw at first was a second analog stick, and that makes all the difference.
That would have made things so much better.
Really?
Because when you
What else? I mean, there's nothing else like software-wise or
no, everything was Grand Theft Auto was fun.
just the controls sucked, huh?
Yeah, it needed the second wiggle stick for sure.
Really? Boy,
But-
that's such a simple but important thing
Like,
to have
even
missed
if it
on.
was kind of that crappy, how the wiggle stick wasn't the best on
Yeah,
the PSP at all.
yeah.
It was kind of annoying. Even if it was a second one of those, that would have been awesome.
Wow.
They look the same right there, but check it out. So the wiggle stick was on your left thumb, right?
Okay.
And you had all the directional pad buttons right where they still are. All right, there it is right there.
Okay. I'm looking at it.
And so you have it in your hand, and you're controlling which way your guy goes with that little thumbstick. But then you're thinking, how are you going to look left and right? So if it's a first-person shooter, how are you going to scroll to the right and left?
Yeah, how do you?
You got to use the face buttons. And that's, O is right, square is left, triangle is down.
Super weak. So what do you shoot with?
Your bumper. It was so damn... I tried playing Resistance on it, and I just couldn't do it.
What a huge fail on their part.
Yeah, Resistance was bad.
How did they not think that through?
I don't know, but they killed their little system, dude. And I tried to buy this thing about 3 different times. And I got money back for the first 2 and just finally gave the last one away. And I cannot.
You're like, I deserve this.
I can't be trusted with money anymore.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, I mean, the one last thing I thought maybe we'd cover, Alan, and this is your call in the news feed here, but I want to talk about the X-Men game.
No, Chris, we're done.
All right.
No, we can talk about it.
All right. Well, so we do have a trailer to show, but it's pretty pointless. But what, Justin? You recall the premise is like you're like a teenager or something, or
I don't know what you are, but you're a new recruit to the X-Men, so you're not taking control of any of the X-Men.
Yeah, you're your own X-Men.
Yeah, which leaves if this is an RPG character creator type of game, then I am down with it. But if they
it implies that you build it, you build your X-Men or something like that.
It's a pretty understanding the title Destiny. That's you choose what you're gonna do, and if it's X-Men Destiny, boy or girl, go. But no, dude, this game has the power to be awesome.
This could be a ton of fun.
Seeing those 3 people right there too, it's like maybe that's the 3 you get to choose from.
Well, I think the outlines of those made it look more like the cartoon 90s X-Men, right?
The pictures I saw, yeah, they had Wolverine in his yellow and blue costume.
That's the era I want to play in.
T-shirt.
That's the era I want to play in.
Yeah, dude.
This game has the power to be very cool.
Everybody said the Wolverine Origins game was pretty nasty and gory and fun, but I could never get into it. And Ultimate Alliance, ever since it turned into Ultimate Alliance, it's been going downhill. X-Men Legends was where it was at.
Yeah.
I'm way more down with the X-Men than I am.
Is that another one that's Activision?
Yeah, this is Activision.
God damn it.
Oh, this is Activision.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Silicon Knights is taking it.
Oh.
So that's Too Human and stuff. So that's RPG cred, kind of.
Right. Okay. I mean, so that's another indication this is probably going to be an RPG then.
It would look like it. Silicon Knights, they can pound out RPGs.
Anything else from the news feed?
That is it.
That's the LOTSO news feed. Wow. You guys, that was a news powerhouse is what we just did. Right? The news powerhouse, the LOTSO powerhouse. It's like if you took all the news and you had this really, really, really nice large smoker that you could walk into, and it was like really nice on the inside. It was really cool lighting. And you took all your meat, only in this case it's news stories, and you packed it in there, and you lit up the stuff in the middle that did the smoking, and you just had a ton of smoke, and you talked about your meat, but instead of meat, it was news. That's what we just did. The LOTSO News Smokehouse. Sorry, it's a long way to go for that, but I had to give it context.
LOTSO News.
All right, everyone. Well, Legend of the Stone Owl is live every other Friday over at jupiterbroadcasting.com/live. I'll just say this. Go over to jupiterbroadcasting.com/calendar to find out when we're doing it. But you can join us like the cool dudes in the chat room who are loving on that right now. Rikai, don't you hate? Don't you? Yeah, Dennis Leary called that. Dennis Leary's in the chat room, and he says that joke was a novel. There you have it. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in to this week's episode of LOTSO, and we'll see you in a fortnight.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Legend of the Stoned Owl. Legend of the Stoned Owl is produced over at jupiterbroadcasting.com. That's where you can find the show, subscribe, all those good things, leave us feedback, and also where you'll find us every 2 weeks. Thanks for listening to this episode. We'll see you in a fortnight.